In this video, I'm going to show you how to choose, rig, and fish the top 5 most popular soft plastics for bass fishing. And without further ado, let's get right into the action. Soft plastic lures such as these are ones that are very versatile and can be used year-round for targeting largemouth and smallmouth bass. In front of me, I have the 5 most popular choices for bass fishermen for targeting those species of fish. So without further ado, let's get right into number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have the woolly bug or creature bait. Now these baits often imitate a crawfish swimming backwards or a large insect that bass and other species may feed on during the pre-spawn and post-spawn time periods. These creature baits may prove very successful when fishing high-pressured areas because these wacky appendages and crazy movement in the water may entice the fish to bite if all they've seen all day are some bait fish imitations or Senkos. These creature baits can be rigged on a jig head, Texas rigged, and or used as a trailer. Here I will show you how to Texas rig this creature bait. So first you want to take your hook point, put it through the top of the creature bait, like so, and then push your creature bait up until it gets to the bend of the hook, and then run the hook point out through the creature bait. Slide it all the way up towards the eye of the hook, and then bring it around. Look where your hook tip meets the body of the soft plastic, then go maybe half an inch lower, bring your hook point up through the creature bait, and there you go. You have a nice Texas rigged woolly bug. As for the creature bait, once again, you can pitch it and or cast it, but once it's in there, you want to let it sink a little bit and then slowly give it a couple raises. I'm gonna cast this out quick. Terrible cast, backlash, but that's okay. But let it sit and then slowly bring your rod tip up. You can even throw in a couple bounces and then just let it sink again. And all you have to do is just wait until you feel a bite. It's pretty hard to mistake a bite with Texas rig, so just be patient and then fish it real slow, let it sink, pull it up, let it sink, pull it up. Very simple way to fish this. Some good brand of creature baits and or woolly bugs are the Yum Woolly Bug, the Guggen Trench Hog, and the Zoom Brush Hog. As for number 4, we have the soft plastic Fluke. This soft plastic is, as you can imagine, meant to imitate a bait fish such as a minnow or shiner. The Fluke is a very versatile soft plastic that can be used during cold water conditions and when fish are on bed. Now the Fluke can be rigged similarly as a drop shot rig, a weightless Texas rig, or as a trailer. Here I am going to just show you a weightless Texas rig. So this hook is a 3/0 extra wide gap. And what you want to do for the Fluke, very similar process as to with the creature bait. Then run your soft plastic all the way up to the eye of the hook. Then now through the bottom of the Fluke, as you can see, push your hook point through the top like so, and then now you have a nice weightless Texas rigged Fluke that you can jerk and dart across the top of the water. These Flukes are also great trailers for chatterbaits, so all you need to do to make it a trailer, simply run it on the hook as per usual, push it to the top, and there you go. You have a nice Fluke trailered chatterbait. As far as Flukes go and the brands of them, all you really need is the Zoom Super Fluke. I prefer the white pearl color. It's the best at imitating those little bait fish that are schooling, such as gizzard shad, shiners, and or any kind of minnow species. When fishing a Fluke on a trailer for a chatterbait, all you have to do is just cast it out and then simply just retrieve it. It does go rather fast. Since I do not have a skirt on this chatterbait, you do have to reel pretty fast to get those blades turning, but there is very good action on this bad boy. The pond is rather weedy right now, but as you can see, that action is pretty great with this here Fluke as a trailer. And that brings us to number 3, the soft plastic craw. The soft plastic crawfish is exactly that, just an imitation crawfish that is best fished during cold water, pre-spawn, and post-spawn time periods. As for the craw, this can also be Texas rigged or as a trailer, but I like to put them on these little football jig heads. It does have a weed guard as well, so this is very straightforward. All you have to do, take the back of your craw, and then just run the hook through the entirety of your soft plastic, and then push out the tip about, I don't know, half an inch from the head, and then shift your soft plastic up over that little hook there, and there you go. You have a nice trailered football head jig. As far as crawfish go, you can go with the Zoom Speed Craw and or the Strike King Rage Tail. Also, the Yum Crawdad works wonders. When fishing a craw, it's always good to target densely vegetated areas, especially if you have a weed guard. So you can just plop it right there, and then you can just jig it up and down. You may catch some weeds on the way up, but that's no problem. So to fish this, hopefully you can see in the water, you can just jig it up and down. That's some really nice action. And craws are one of the best things to put on a jig as a trailer. Really enticing to those fish. As you can see, we had that Texas rigged little black and blue craw here, and this fish was hungry for the old soft plastic. Next up, number 2, the soft plastic Paddletail Swimbait. These soft plastics are meant to imitate bait fish such as shad, minnows, or even bluegill in some colors. These paddletails are best used in open water or along shorelines where bait already exists. Paddletail swimbaits are pretty straightforward. You could always go with the Strike King Rage Swimmer or these little Ozark Trail Shutter Swimmers. They all work the same, pretty good durability and reliability across the board for these bad boys. These soft plastic Paddletail swimbaits are best used as a trailer, but they can also be fished on their own with this belly weighted 3/0 hook with a little retainer screw. So for this setup, what you want to do is find the tip of your bait and simply just screw in that metal piece into the tip of your swim bait. And then all you have to do from here is find your hook point, then run the hook point up through the back of the swim bait, like so. And a lot of these swim baits have this little notch here that you can kind of gauge off of that. And there you go. You are ready to go fishing with this belly weighted swim bait. Here with the belly rigged paddletail, you can fish it a little bit slower in the water. Some nice action on that paddletail, and that belly weight on the hook, it keeps it upright. And you can vary the speed of your retrieve depending on the conditions that you are fishing. And now for number 1, the soft plastic Senko. These bass crushing machines are meant to imitate a worm or leech that these fish often feed on. These soft plastics are very versatile and can be fished in nearly every condition, hence why they're a favorite for many bass fishermen. With these Senkos now, there is really no wrong way to rig them. They can be Carolina rigged, wacky rigged, Ned rigged, all kinds of rigged, also Texas rigged, but one of the most effective methods is the wacky rig, which I will show you with this hook. It's not very optimal to use extra wide depth hooks when wacky rigging, so I would choose a different option. Straight shank hooks are also really great for this option, but all you have to do is find about center on your Senko. Just run the hook through, and there you go. You have a nice wacky rig. So in the water, that's gonna give some nice wacky looking action, and it is very hard for bass to resist that movement. As far as Big Daddy Senko goes, Yum Dingers are always a great option. They're super affordable, super reliable, and super durable. Another good brand are the Gary Yamamoto Senkos. They've been around for years and people love them. They are a little lacking on durability, but they make it up for in action. As far as the wacky rig goes, you can pitch it and or cast it, but once it's out there, all you have to do is just give it a few small little bops. That'll get those two sides going around that hook, and it won't be long before you get yourself a nice bass. Yeah, buddy. Looks like this fish couldn't resist the Texas rigged Senko. This is a yum dinger with that little chartreuse tail, and it's hard to beat it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more in-depth tutorials / how-tos, please let me know down in the comments. If you want to see me do another video about what colors to use and in what water conditions, also let me know. Don't forget to leave a like, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.